Dick's doing his research into marine propulsion. The boat they're using is big, so they need a powerful engine. But the more powerful the motor, the quicker it drains its batteries. So to give them enough energy for a whole day's use, they need the most powerful solar panels they can get. The problem is, powerful solar panels are also big and heavy. So, will they make their system work on a boat originally powered by sail? Dick's taking responsibility for all the electrics. And Jem is going to tackle the masts and frame to mount them on. Whilst Jem works on the masts, Dick starts working on the solar panels. He's bolting them together so they'll form a canopy. And he's wiring them up so the charge that they create will go straight into the batteries. A solar panel is made up of many individual solar energy collectors called solar cells. These cells are similar to the ones in a battery, but instead of making electricity from chemicals, solar cells generate power by capturing sunlight. When sunlight shines on a solar cell, the energy it carries blasts atomic particles called electrons out of the silicon. The electrons can be forced to flow around an electric circuit and power anything that runs on electricity. Jem's working on the mass that will determine how high the canopy is. But he has a major problem with the measurements and needs to talk it through with Dick.
That's our boat.
This is the bridge in Venice.
And here is the solar panels. Yeah. Tilting, collecting sun, whichever way he's heading.
Yeah.
Or when he's parked up, collecting loads of sun.
Go through a bridge.
Well, yeah. The bridges are a bit more like kind of this, if I remember rightly.
No, but when you tilt it, hold it, yeah? And you go through. Now, give me high tide.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the boys concerned that they might build a solar canopy too high to get through the bridges, they head into the city of Venice itself to assess the problem. Venice is known as the City of Bridges. Most of them are hundreds of years old, and in the last century alone, water levels have risen 25 centimeters, making getting under the bridges increasingly difficult. If the canopy is too high, the boat won't fit under. Alberto's restored water taxi was built before World War II, and in all that time, it hasn't lost its roof under a bridge.
You see? Measure it from the waterline then. 1.5 metres to the roof.
That's 130. Yeah, 130. It's got a 20 centimetre draft.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that's not very much at all, is it?
It isn't. I think that's just the way they have them around here.
Bridges and tides.
It's the best benchmark they have. But the water taxi's roof is curved to match the shape of the bridges. The solar panels have to be flat, and there is a risk that they won't fit through.
All right, mate.
How are your panels coming along?
Grand.
Yep.
Yep, well, that's them. That's as big as it's going to be, mate. And what I've done is, that's all 6 panels together. I've joined these two to make 24 volts because they're 12-volt panels. We need 24 for the batteries for the motor. So we get 3 banks of 24 volts. And so having got sort of 3 banks, I'm just going to parallel them all off. So, you know, they all stack up together to charge at 24 volts. So 1, 2, 3, just parallel them, we'll connect them.
Sounds great.
2 wires come off this to the batteries.
Very handy. Well, I'm going to make up a little steel framework that bolts onto here, and then that stiffens all of these lot up. And then we can put the central pivoting shaft down the middle of that. That can go onto bearings on the mast, and then that's kind of ready to go.
Good stuff. Yep, won't be long.
Jem set to work building the massive frame that will carry all the solar panels and make them tilt. Meanwhile, Dick is arranging 3 waterproof batteries in the back for the motor. The motor is designed to be incredibly efficient. Although its power output is only 2 horsepower, it generates the same forward force as a 6 horsepower 2-stroke engine.
Well, this is going to tie them all together.
Dick and Jem have also got to ensure that they don't ruin the looks of the beautiful boat that Alberto has lent them.
I know this is the bottom, but this is where the wiring and where the work is. How do we hide that?
Although the top side looks smart with its solar panels, the canopy is designed to tilt, and as it does, it will show its bare bottom to the world. If the proud Venetians and demanding tourists are to accept the boat, they'll need to cover it up.
What about, and it's maybe a cliched design style in this neck of the woods, but that Italian ice cream parlour look. You know, where it's like a kind of red and white and green, is it, for Italian? And then like the kind of like, that gets underneath and the kind of bunting effect around the sides. I think it's got a good cheeky look to it.
In fact, I have actually seen something. It won't look like that.
It's nice and light. Don't rob an ice cream parlour, Dick.
Tessuto?
Dick's got a plan. But first, he needs to brush up on his Italian.
My friend.
He spotted the sailmakers in the boatyard and hopes they might have some material that could help.
Buongiorno! Ciao! Ok, tutto bene? Mio dizionario italiano-inglese con figurata. Ok? Didn't mean anything, did it? I didn't understand either. Essuto? Essuto, sì. Così, this big...
Che colore?
Any colour. That's nice.
Dick's charm has got him 3.5 meters of cloth to tidy up their wiring.
Cheers. Ciao.
Whilst Jem continues working on the canopy frame, Dick sets to work on a control device for the tilting panels.
It looks like some sort of 18th century navigation device as well.
We sort of click around and we put it onto the next stage, and of course the panel changes angle. The panel changes angle all the way around.
So they move it round, the panel tilts, they move it round, the next bit the panel tilts, and they can just follow the sun. Great.
12 holes in a steel plate mark 15-degree intervals of rotation. By locating the handle at any one of these holes, the panel can be tilted through 180 degrees. It's time to bolt the frame to the solar panels. Each panel weighs 7 kilograms. So the total weight of the canopy is over 60 kilograms, and they're mounting it on a flat-bottom boat. With all that weight above the water, stability could be a massive problem.
Spin it round?
Go for it. Hey, sunshine, we'll make electricity now.
That's cool.
Neither Dick nor Jem are experienced sailors, and they don't know if the heavy canopy will cause the boat to capsize.
What work?
Tomorrow will be its maiden voyage, and they hope the solar panels won't sink their dream. It's the day of the big test, but first they have to assemble the solar panels. Because of the weight of the canopy, they've asked boat builder Mateus to give them a hand.
It's not so bad.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure.
Oh.
First, the front mast goes in.
Right, okay, got it.
Got your end?
Yep.
Right, don't come in, Mateus.
Have to bear with me. Push. Oh, there. Oh, yes. Oh, I'll give you a hand. Sorry, Dick.
As they fix the second mast, they find a problem. The heavy solar panels are making the catch of the tilt mechanism too stiff to move.
You might just need to put a bigger handle on it.
Yeah. Excellent.
Okay. Also, if it had a bigger handle, you could put like a bending moment on it.
Jem's run off to the workshop. With a steel rod, he's constructing a longer handle to put more leverage on the catch and counteract the weight of the canopy.
That's done.
But with the weight of the solar panels already problematic, they can only hope that the canopy isn't going to be an issue on the water. There's just time to wire the solar panels up to the batteries and make sure the masts are wedged in place. Time for a final test. One small mistake with the wiring and the whole system will have to be rebuilt.
Engaged. Oh, that's all right.
It's the first test, and Dick wants a backup plan.
You get a chance to be a gondolier, mate. Can't be bad. Batteries, motor, solar panels, spare oars.
Safety ropes. Take it away, Matteo. Good to go.
Finally, Dick and Jem launch their solar-powered boat and hope their plans won't be sunk. Jem has never driven a boat before, but as he attempts to steer it towards the jetty, he finds it isn't as easy as it seems. When Alberto arrives, Jem's having serious problems. Within minutes of its launch, Gem has already crashed. Alberto's not impressed, and it's a serious worry. On the test route, they'll meet lots of gondolas. There are over 400 in the city, and they all have right-of-way over any boats with an engine. If the solar water taxi can't get out of their way, it could cause thousands of euros of damage. Dick and Gem are ready to test their solar-powered water taxi in Venice.
Will it be safe?
Will it be safe?
No, that's a very good question.
We have got life jackets if we need them.
Do you think it will be efficient?
Sunshine into the batteries.
Alberto has designed a marathon test for the solar-powered water taxi. The route will take at least 2 hours, and they'll encounter open water, bridges, tight canals, traffic, and the ultimate test, a meeting with the head of all of Venice's waterways. To start the test, they head across the open water to the main entrance to Venice. It's a 3-kilometer journey and takes them 40 minutes.
Venice, without the pollution.
Exactly.
Straight away, it's a big drain on the batteries. They have to tilt the solar panels to catch the sun as efficiently as they can. But power isn't their biggest worry. With the equivalent of Gem's weight overhead and a flat-bottom boat, they're worried they could get knocked over by a big wave.
Yeah, it's taking a bit of bump in there, doesn't it? How do you think it's handling with the weight of the solar panels?
I don't think this is going to be a problem. I mean, I feel the boat like having the rig of the sails, maybe even less.
They've made it over the dangerous open water. But the second test is what Dick and Gem fear the most. Have they put the solar panels at the right height to get under the bridges?
See, every time I see a bridge and look at it, I just wonder if this is too high.
If the solar panels are damaged by the bridge, they could stop charging the batteries, and they might not have enough power to return home. With just centimeters to spare, the solar panels make it through, and they're quietly confident they can cope with more of the 409 bridges in Venice. But as their route takes them deeper into the city, they face a new challenge: narrow canals and sharp corners. Gem may have already crashed once, but Alberto has full control of the boat around the tightest of bends. As they cruise around the canals, they're attracting a lot of attention from passers-by.